for sure. Kelsey trying to
plays under further review.
Push Anzalone out of the way, and then he gets a little surprise. Head his direction, right by his ankles. He picks it up and goes. But this one, I believe, will go the other way. It'll come back after the review.
When you shoot the zesty burger sauce,
The NFL on CBS.
As anticipated, the ruling on the field was overturned. Bell was down and had control of the football. Then it came out. So it's going to be a 2nd and 8 for the Chiefs. Coming off the speed interception of a Breeze pass.
They're daring them to run the football here.
They've got Davenport to jump, no doubt. It's Hardman. Able to try to circle around a couple of defenders. Davis finally got enough of the ankle to bring him down, but we'll see the flag here, I believe, against Marcus Davenport. We're jumping.
And you see just the veteran young player, Patrick Mahomes, already on the road. This is different this year, right? You get to use your cadence on the road.
Offside. Defense number 92. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
All right, we've got an update. Let's bring in Nate Burleson from the studio in New York.
Yep, Kyler Murray, he is sniffing the end zone. He goes to Chase like he's making a deposit. That's Chase Edmonds with the reception and the touchdown. The Cardinals, they lead 16-0. Back to the crew. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson.
All right, that offense is getting going. Thank you there, Nate. It's a 2nd and 4. Edmonds come on strong for that team out of the University of Houston. Here's a look at the safeties again, Tony. Huh?
Well, it's amazing. They're literally, this is the plan I've always said.
False start. Offense number 11. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
This is the only way I see you going against Kansas City and really someone beating them in the playoffs. You've got to dare them to run the football. Just literally say, we don't want Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill to beat us. So just say, you know what? You know we're doing it. We're going to have these safeties help on pass defense on every single down. We want to know if you're going to run it 35 times, and we'll die a slow death, but maybe stop in, make kick field goals in the red zone.
2nd and 9, back at the 35. And out of the hands of Hill. And a couple of Saints were ready to tag him. They were closing in.
And you'll see Jenkins right there. He's watching. He comes flying up, and so it makes the quarterback want to throw it right behind him to save him from taking a big hit.
Back comes Darrell Williams to the running back position on this passing down of 3rd and 9. These two quarterbacks to combine 3 out of 12 at the start. That's Rankins ready to bounce right over the center rider. Dropping back to the 45 is Mahomes. And he's able to find Kelce for the first down. On 3rd and 9, they pick up 10.
Well, Travis Kelce, unbelievable route on Jenkins, but then also the Mahomes magic. It's like not a whole lot here. Could have used the physicalness and still double teamed. Williams is coming over. He's got Jenkins on him. How smart. Kelce's intelligence. I mean, it's crazy how he has such a feel for the game.
Yeah, he knows where that cavity is in the defense every time.
Yeah, and he's a leveraged guy. Like, even if you're heavy on him, he still uses it against him.
From the 24. Sliding out of the pressure. Mahomes down at the 10. Scrambled for 14 for Patrick Mahomes.
Well, you'll see Mahomes feels it right here. Oh, got to slide up. And when he gets going, shows off those wheels right there. Underrated is, sneaky, ability to know when to run.
Yeah, when he does it, it's effective.
It's effective.
Remember what he did in the AFC Championship game last year when he broke 5 tackles from 30 yards out, scored a touchdown, and then a comeback. 10 down. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 11. All kinds of time, and now throws it away in the area of Kelce. Mahomes got knocked down at the end of that. Great coverage by that secondary.
Well, yeah, they know how to. This is when you play pass defense all year long on almost every down. You know how to pass things off, right? And you know the rules of everything.
Tony, has become a little bit of a story is that the Chiefs have struggled of late the last month getting touchdowns in the red zone.
Yeah, and that's rare. And, I know they don't want to be touching it, but this we're running the football. Really helps. So they do a great job against man-to-man teams, getting crossers, people running around.
There's the quick toss, and that is Yelder to the 6. That's one thing Dennis Allen pointed out to us about that, is that, you get the field compressed and congested, you take away the speed. You take away the vertical play, obviously, when you're in a red zone situation. So that's going to help, guys like Dennis Allen and his defense.
You're right. It neutralizes Tyreek Hill's speed, right? And they're not huge. They don't go up and catch it over your head. They run past you a lot of the time. And so you got to take Kelce out down there because he's the big target on corner routes, things of that nature. The biggest thing is their misdirection. You can't fall for it. You saw right there. They still always try and get your eyes right, and then, here comes a guy coming on there, crossing someone.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson will go to the sideline, shaking up for a moment. Got kicked in the head. He's made a couple of nice plays here in this first quarter. That was Demario Davis, teammate. Friendly fire, and DJ Swearinger's going to come in at that position.
Davis is playing outstanding, Jim. He plays hard, too. I know you talk all the time. He's a good football player right there.
High effort player. 3rd and 4. Cross the hill for the touchdown. He scored Tyreek Hill with his 15th touchdown reception. 17 overall from 5 yards out, coming off the Snead interception. Kansas City cashes in.
Well, watch the motion. You're going to see Tyreek Hill come all the way over, all the way back, and then he'll come right back underneath. Right there, and this is where it's like misdirection, Jim. Watch the eyes of Mahomes. Look right, look left, come back inside, look right again, and then come back inside. One more time to Hill. He sees the whole field over and over again.
Harrison Butker, with that big leg, surprisingly has missed 6 PATs this year. Been superb on field goal attempts, though. This one added for 7-0 in the first. All set up by the pick. Short field, Mahomes throws his 34th touchdown of the season.
Control. It couldn't get any better than this.
And instant classics.
What a throwing catch!
This is going to live forever.
We're here for the Thursday night, Sunday morning.
We were going to stuff Reese's Cups with feathers, and then we were like, wait a minute, pretzels. Yeah, pretzels would be way better. Reese's, now stuffed with pretzels.
Visit your Volvo retailer for special offers during our Holiday Safely sales event.
You're not using too much, are you, hun?
Nope. Charmin Ultra Soft is so soft, you'll have to remind your family they can use less. Charmin Ultra Soft is twice as absorbent, so you can use less.
Don't worry, there's plenty left for you, Dad.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
Hey! Yeah! I switched to Geico and got more! Geico's got you covered. Like a blanket!
Houston, you seeing this?
Geico, expect great savings and a whole lot more.
The game doesn't end after a one-handed touchdown grab because there's always another team about to score. With NFL Red Zone from NFL Network on Xfinity, you get every touchdown from every game on Sunday afternoons. That's simple, easy, awesome. Click, call, or visit a store today.
Welcome to Burger King. What can I get for you tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to do the...
I just do that when I get bored.
Share the joy this holiday with a Whopper in the 2 for $5 deal. Your way better.
Tyreek has just tied Dwayne Bowe's franchise record with 15 touchdown receptions in a season, but he also becomes the first player ever in the league with 15 or plus reception touchdowns and 2 rush touchdowns.
Jim, I don't know what that drink is there, but I've had it.
You've had that on an airline a time or two, haven't you?
I tell you, Tyreek's getting a little early, but Christmas eggnog maybe.
Remember, he was dehydrated, they told us last week. And it looked like at one time in the Miami game that he had pulled the hamstring. Andy Reid said it was just dehydration. Now, back to Breeze at the pregame. We were keeping an eye on just how loose and limber he was. Watching the stretch and all kinds of spider-like exercises, throwing, and he looked sharp and crisp. A couple of these passes haven't looked quite like the Breeze we know. He's 0 for his first 4. He's never actually started the game missing his first 5 throws.
Yeah, this is rare. But I mean, no matter how long you play, the layoff of that, a month, it matters. It takes just a little bit of time to kind of get back, especially against, a game against a really strong opponent like the Chiefs.
Ready, set!
Kamara. Surrounded by 3 Chiefs. Let's go to DC.
Well, Jim, watching Drew Brees down here on the sideline, he does not seem hindered by that rib injury at all. He's actually wearing a protective shirt underneath his uniform today. he told us certainly he's not 100%, but he wouldn't be out here if he doesn't think he could do all the things he needs to do. One other thing on Michael Thomas, you mentioned on the IR, just until the playoffs, hoping that ankle does heal. Sean Payton said he doesn't think that they can win a Super Bowl without a healthy Michael Thomas stream.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Thank you, Trace. 3 more yards for Kamara. Yeah, the strategy there for Sean Payton. Could have played him, and maybe never healed him. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and bite the bullet, he said. Let's sit him down for 3 games and get him to the playoffs healthy.
Well, Sean obviously knows the talent for Thomas and what that provides this offense. I mean, it's almost like not having Tyreek Hill. It's a game changer for how teams defend you.
We got Bashaud Breeland of the Chiefs getting tended to by the medical crew, but back to the breeze in that flak jacket. I know you can relate to that. And even when he told us in our production meeting that everybody comes out of the woodwork with advice on what kind of flak jacket he should wear.
They do. They want the lightest, the one that absorbs everything. But we'll be right back.
It couldn't get any better than this.
And instant classics. What a throwing catch!
This is going to live forever.
Once might have been lucky. Twice a coincidence. But to win motor before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque or a truck winning luxury car of the year. So once will always be a proud moment, and twice an accomplishment. 3 times, well, never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
I don't know. Listen, I don't want to have this much fun, but the Rivers need me.
Think we want to sit around all day playing video games? No. But I'm doing it for the Rivers.
For the Rivers.
Drink a Coors Hard Seltzer to help save a river. Each pack restores 500 gallons of river water.
Will painting your wall in team colors help your team win? Of course it will. Why would you even ask that?
This is Andy, my Schwab financial consultant. Here's Andy, listening to my goals and making plans. This is us talking tax-smart investing, managing risk, and all the ways Schwab can help me invest. This is Andy reminding me how I can keep my investing costs low and that there's no fee to work with them. Here's me learning about Schwab's satisfaction guarantee. Accountability. I like it. So, yeah, Andy and I made a good plan. Find your own Andy at Schwab. A modern approach to wealth management.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea and you're often tired during the day, you could be missing out on amazing things. Sunosi can help you stay awake for them. Once daily Sunosi improves wakefulness in adults with excessive daytime sleepiness due to obstructive sleep apnea. Sunosi worked for up to 9 hours at 12 weeks in a clinical study. Sunosi does not treat the cause of OSA or take the place of your CPAP. Continue to use any treatments or devices as prescribed by your doctor. Don't take Sunosi if you've taken an MAOI in the last 14 days. Sunosi may increase blood pressure and heart rate, which can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, heart failure, or death. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure. Sunosi can cause symptoms such as anxiety, problems sleeping, irritability, and agitation. Other common side effects include headache, nausea, and decreased appetite. Tell your doctor if you develop any of these, as your dose may need to be adjusted or stopped. Amazing things happen during the day. Sunosi can help you stay awake for whatever amazes you. Visit Sunosi.com and talk to your doctor about Sunosi today.
Your free, always-on sports news network.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Lowe's. Lead with the home team. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Rashad Fenton has replaced Bashaud Breeland who keeps the helmet on. Looks like he's ready to sit out maybe just one play. 3rd and 4 for the Saints. Down the sidelines he goes, and Breeze is 0-5 for the first time. Got a flag, though, so maybe that won't be official. Got a flag in the area of where that pass was intended for Emmanuel Sanders.
Well, Sanders is running a fade route from the inside.
There is no foul for pass interference. 4th down. Please set the play clock at 40 seconds.
Well, I think you just talked about the worst start he's had is 0 for 5.
That's the first time in his career.
That's unbelievable.
Saints now have failed to pick up a first down in the first 2 possessions. Orsted, 12-year, reliable part of the special teams down in New Orleans. .26 of his 50 punts have been fair caught, most in the league. But this one's going to be returned. It's Hardman. Not going to be able to get around and turn it upfield. Tackled down at the 20 by Hardy. 47-yard punt. Back in 30 after this from Walmart. Yeah, that was Hardy along with J.T. Gray on the tackle that gets the Chiefs a starting point of their own 20. Make the handoff to Bell and then throw it to him for a pickup of about 13. Let's take a look at Next Gen Stats, powered by AWS.
Well, we talked about the secondary. Only rushed 4 guys, 2 safeties high on a lot of snaps. They stopped the run and they rushed the passer. And guess what? Everyone get heavy-handed on these receivers. You got help with the safeties and let this front 4 attack the quarterback. That was their plan coming in. They're actually executing it. Dennis Allen, they're executing it pretty well. But the turnover, short field, Mahomes making some special plays like always.
First down. From behind, he's taken down. Anderson able to get to him.
Well, we just talked about it. These guys, they're going to help. So everyone can be heavy-handed on the receivers when they go. Now watch Mahomes. He's going to set up and get ready to pause this again right now. Right now, Mahomes, these safeties back here are so deep, you got to throw underneath. But by that point, this front 4 gets to you.
Pretty impressive front 4 it is, too.
Yeah, and that's why they keep playing deep, because they can stop the run. Lesser guys than other teams up there.
They were without Malcolm Brown on that defensive front today, out with a shoulder. 2nd and 18. Here they come again. It's Davenport chasing it. Somehow the pass gets there to Watkins. Out to the 35. A gain of 9.
Another pressure with 4, and this is where I really thought coming into this, the Chiefs, it's going to have to be Mahomes making special plays. And I don't say that every week. It's just this team is built weirdly to make it tougher than normal. As you see the pressure get up there and make another spectacular throw. Watch these guys, Jim.
Well, you can just keep backpedaling, and he has so much in that arm.
You're right.
He can be off balance or drop way back and still do something like that. Pick up 9 out of nothing. 3rd and 9. Giving chase again. Stepping up. Laser to Watkins. And a first down for the Chiefs.
And there's the game plan
right there.
Well, that's
23 picked up on a vintage Mahomes play.
No one's open. Mahomes, you go be special. You're that good. Show the world what you can do. Nope, not you.
Yeah.
It's really hard to plaster that long. In other words, they get second routes. They're so fast. The Saints can take away the first ones because they're playing coverage on every play. The second one, Mahomes gets them open because there's so much time, right?
And spin on that football. It was interesting. Cameron Jordan was running down the line with him, and all of a sudden he put the brakes on and turned it upfield, threw on the run for the first. Here's the pass down the middle and short of Hardman. So they've thrown it 16 of their first 21 snaps.
Why would you play your run defense, right? So they don't care. And then we have that guy, I kind of weirdly agree. Just let him, he'll overcome some things for you.
Second and 10. Robinson. And another first.
Well, this is a poor job. Really, you'll watch the corner. Jenkins just give way too much space. When you have those safeties back there, you have help. You got to get up on Robinson here. And he just laid off too far, and Mahomes sees it and throws a perfect strike.
Second pass play, covering 23 yards on this drive. Drive in which they've already dug themselves out of a 3rd and 9. Oh, here they go with Hardman. Jordan is there, though. Cameron Jordan locked down on that side. And a loss of about 4.
Just the discipline here defensively. Cameron Jordan going to rush up that side. 94. Don't keep going that way. And then watch how he turns them back in, Jim. Take away the outside. You know where your help is. Just stay there even if you miss him because it's coming from the inside.
I love all the misdirection, deception. You saw Hill jump up into the air as if he was going to be taking the football, but it didn't fool Cameron Jordan. Second and 15. Out of bounds. The official throws a hat, not a flag.
Another front 4 pressure.
Seem to have pretty similar sequence every time. They just start chasing him, and Patrick rolls out of it and manage a bunch of times on this drive alone to be able to make something out of it.
Well, this front 4, Rankins has already had a good start to this game. Jordan plays great. I mean, Henderson has 10.5 sacks this year. They're so deep. Davenport, and they come in waves, and they got great energy, but it allows for secondary to plaster these guys.
3rd and 15. Look at that throw. It's Hill. Stays in bounds. No. The official was already waving him down and out as he suddenly got on his toes, trying not to touch the paint, but he's out near the 5.
I mean, unbelievable. Watch Mahomes just flick it and don't go forward. And a strike. And this feels almost, he's out right there at the 5. This almost feels like New Orleans just played awesome on this whole drive.
And they're going to.
And Kansas City's about to score a touchdown, possibly. It's like, I don't know how you can play better defense than this.
What's the Matador move?
Is that a Matador song?
That's it. I've heard it. From the 4 down to the 1.
Ole. There you go. There's something.
Edwards-Helaire. Is it Ole or in first quarter?
Well, Jim, go get yourself an eclair. Edwards-Helaire might score when we come back.
They're at the 1 when we'll start the second.
Whether you're curling or crunching, running or riding,
lifting, or lunging. Balance it all out with some ice cold serving and enjoy.
This holiday season, local businesses are doing their part. Let's all do ours. Help protect your community. Tap to pay with Visa. Because where you shop matters.
It's the season to be married.
Christmas is the greatest day in the whole wide world.
I give you the Griswold family Christmas tree.
How are we gonna get the star?
I got it.
It's Christmas. Let's keep the momentum going. Mrs. Claus, how's your hubby?
Just keep stuffing your face with gingerbread.
Don't you worry, I'm coming.
We're all in this together.
What makes a neighbor a neighbor? Live here, look out for here. Simple. In times of need, neighbors step up for neighbors. We do too, with a helping hand and a warm meal.
T-Mobile's been building its 5G network, 12 Pro with 5G. Now at T-Mobile, you can get $200 only at T-Mobile. Kansas City for the Saints.
Gotta come back and hurt your ribs. Take a hit. Thought the secondary was going to leave a ball, but watch the outside. Corner comes off. They pass both guys off, and then Matthew gets over there to take it. Reese was about to throw that. Really, Kansas City just well prepared for that slot formation.
Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator, who was the DC in New Orleans for 1 year back in 2012. He's seen the Saints snap it 12 times. No first downs. and only a total of 10 yards. Hartman, who had a punt return for a touchdown last week, gets thrown down by Ellis. 51-yard punt. Been quite the season, backing up a Super Bowl win. Yeah, the season to be jolly. You got Mahomes leading the league in passing yards. Kelsey, you said it, he could be setting a record today for a tight end in the season, but he leads the entire league as a tight end, better than any wide receiver. And Hill's got his marks too. 12-1, best start in franchise history.
Andy Reid, that Mount Rushmore right now of the coaches in the league. I mean, you've got to put him right, especially after that Super Bowl last year, and Belichick. But he's got quite the team this year. They got another chance, Jim.
That pass incomplete, intended for Edwards-Helaire. So 'tis the season to be jolly. Well, is there an NFL coach more suited to play the role of Santa, you think, than Andy? What do you think?
That is him.
That is.
He is Santa.
He is.
Everyone thinks of him as a grandpa. I mean, that's what Santa is, right?
And ahead of his time, that was 2017, he had a COVID-sensitive plastic wrap football to give out.
That's fantastic. That time of year.
2nd and 10.
So all those kids out there know Andy Reid's coming over this year.
Has no one in the area. Kelsey kind of got tied up over on this near side.
Now, this is really a matchup. Kelsey always wins, but you got to remember, he's got Lattimore over there, and Lattimore is great corner. You see the pressure, getting pushed in the pocket by Hendrickson. But that was the matchup where they're going to say, we're going to go one-on-one. Lattimore against Kelsey on the backside, and both these teams love that usual matchup each week.
3rd and 10. Oh, he got rocked from behind. Hill picks it up like it's a fumble, but it clearly was a forward pass. But, oh, good to see. Mahomes is okay because Hendrickson absolutely blistered him from behind. He's talking to his left tackle, Eric Fisher.
Well, yeah, Hendrickson, you see on this left side of Mahomes, gets right at the edge, and Mahomes is kind of waiting out.
Yeah, he could have gotten hurt running into the back, too, of Andrew Wiley when he's falling down.
He has a choice right here. Tyreek Hill, is he going to keep going? Mahomes thinks he's going to. He kind of stops. And that was dangerous right there for New Orleans. If he'd kept going, just right there.
Here's Townsend. This is a low punt. It will be returned by Lewis. At the 34, he's out. Winchester, the snapper, and Sherman down there to cut off the angle after the 45-yard boot. Can the Saints offense get going? They're down 14.
Bud Light Seltzer, 5-step filtration for great taste.
Once might have been lucky. Twice, a coincidence. But to win Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row, that had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque, or a truck winning Luxury Car of the Year. So once will always be a proud moment, and twice an accomplishment. 3 times, well, never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
If you have obstructive sleep apnea and you're often tired during the day, you could be missing out on amazing things. Sunosi can help you stay awake for them. Once daily Sunosi improves wakefulness in adults with excessive daytime sleepiness due to obstructive sleep apnea. Sunosi worked for up to 9 hours at 12 weeks in a clinical study. Sunosi does not treat the cause of OSA or take the place of your CPAP. Continue to use any treatments or devices as prescribed by your doctor. Don't take Sunosi if you've taken an MAOI in the last 14 days. Sunosi may increase blood pressure and heart rate, which can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, heart failure, or death. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure. Sunosi can cause symptoms such as anxiety, problems sleeping, irritability, and agitation. Other common side effects include headache, nausea, and decreased appetite. Tell your doctor if you develop any of these, as your dose may need to be adjusted or
Fasano falls on it, but the ruling on the field, incomplete pass. Boy, we're going to have to look at that one.
Yeah, it's close.
I mean, I think.
See, but I mean, they're complete.
Where's he standing when he throws it? He's standing.
Well, it's with the ball.
8.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's close. Always the angle's going to always look like that's forward, but where that ball is,
that looks forward.
It does.
It was our angle after all. Here's Breeze with the deep shot. Sanders down to the 2, tackled down by Tyrann Mathieu. And Breeze is able to hit on a big one for 51 yards.
Well, they quick snap him. And Breeze looks off. And he looks off, and he's going to get Mathieu looking at his eyes and just launches the ball on a go route. So they quick snap him, Jim, where you basically get up and get set, protect everybody, 2-man route, and you're throwing it over the top of him.
They had only 22 yards. You got Hill now, quarterback. That's Breeze splitting out wide to the left. 22 yards before that 51-yard play. Here's Hill keeping it. He's got a blocker, but cuts back just short. Troutman was trying to shield the last defender. Hill did a good job of preventing about a 3-yard loss for a moment.
Yeah, but it looked from up here like he got in, didn't it? I mean, he was right at that corner. Good job by Sorensen and Hill.
It does.
I mean, when he did it, it was
where the ball is a pylon. You might want to challenge this.
Yeah, that's it. That's a touchdown.
And challenge is out. Challenge flag is out.
You know, you were talking about quarterbacks. They go, look at this. Jameis Winston was set to be the backup we know today.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, Sean Payton, I think he really likes Jameis Winston as well. I mean, obviously it's a unique situation.
No one is challenging the ruling on the play that the runner was short of the goal line. Timeout.
He was going to have Winston as the backup because you don't have to really change the offense.
Yeah, he's got great instincts. I think he wants to, show people Winston, he's playing great in practice. He'll get an opportunity one day.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then contact me.
More than a legendary SUV brand, it's a community. And now we're sharing our employee price with you. Treating
could they have possibly seen?
What they're obviously ruling here, Jim, is that they feel that the football did not go over top of the pylon or on the field side of the pylon, inside. So they say this isn't clear and obvious enough for them to overturn it.
So what he's saying as well here is, on that right there, if no part of your body touches into the end zone after you dive, right?
Here we go, though. Here's the second and goal. Hill is going to take the snap. Looking for an opening, and he runs it. Went right behind Michael Burton. That's his 6th rush touchdown of the season to go with 4 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown reception.
And on that rule, you know, when they're going over that pylon, Jim, it's the Michael Vick. They used to just dive out of bounds from the 5. And you could be like, well, he's not even close to the end zone, but he changed it back then.
Extra point by Lutz is good. You mentioned Michael Vick. He was the first quarterback taken in Drew Brees' draft. Drew was the second. Patrick Mahomes was the second quarterback taken in his draft, behind Mitchell Trubisky. Wow. So they both were the second choice the years they came out.
Both pretty good, huh?
Yeah, not bad. But talk about not bad. Look what the Saints did in 27. Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton.
This is one of the best drafts you'll see anywhere, and Jeff Ireland deserves credit with Mickey Loomis and Sean, obviously. This right here is set in motion because in the years, Jim, I think it was 2014, 15, and 16. That was when they were 7 and 9, right?
Yep.
And their offenses were really good, but their defenses were 31st, 27th. And then you see them make a concerted effort to allocate their resources, as you see Mickey Loomis right there, to get some of these defensive players. And that got you Latimer, Marcus Williams, Hendrickson, I mean, a bunch of guys over the years, and it's helped now.
You know, the interesting thing, though, and Latimer is a very good corner, but they were going to have to make a decision at 11. 11 overall, Lattimore or Mahomes. And then Andy and the Chiefs jumped right in front of him, made the trade, and took him at 10. Could have been here. Touchback. And we go back down to Tracy.
Well, Jim, a great story about that 2017 draft day. Drew Brees walked into the draft room when the Saints were going to get close to picking Patrick Mahomes. He pulled over Drew Brees, and Sean Payton said to him, you know, we might be taking Mahomes. And he said to him, that's fine as long as he doesn't mind sitting on the bench and waiting.
Hand off to Bell. And he slides out for about 7. Fans, don't forget, Christmas Day kicks off 4 consecutive days of NFL football, including a Saturday tripleheader, a full slate of games Sunday, and, of course, Monday night. And some happy holidays for the football faithful with 4 straight days. Vikings right here against the Saints on Christmas Day. 2nd and 2.
Line 58. Line 58. Go.
Down again. Makes a nice cut. He picks up the first down. He's starting to look a little bit more like Le'Veon Bell of the Pittsburgh days that we've seen him in the last few weeks, Tony, and even Andy Reid acknowledged he's getting up about how he's starting to understand his blockers, getting to understand the sense of what they do. And he's always been that patient style running back. And that familiarity is starting to get all those hesitations and cuts, like we just saw these last 2 carries pick up a first down.
Yeah, and you know, he really also helps bring him in, the intelligence. Edwards-Helaire, right? As the season goes on, Edwards-Helaire isn't slowing down. He brought that up. It's like he's not hitting that rookie wall. Sometimes it's the room you're in.
On first down, trying to get planted and tries to throw it out of bounds. Never crossed the line of scrimmage. What are they going to do with this?
So you're going to call it a fumble or a throw?
Be.
Couldn't hear him up here. I think they're going to call it a fumble, right, Jim?
Oh, it did slip out of his hands.
Yes, that's second. 13.
This is a sack, actually, for that Saints defense. Their second. On second and 13. Edwards-Helaire. First for 11.
And this is where the beginning of this game mattered so much, right? At this point, Kansas City's starting to realize we can run the football. We know, but you need to feel you get them gashed a little bit. Get 10 yards, get 8. So you don't feel like you're getting 1 or 2 and not. I mean, Andy Reid's, very smart. He wants Mahomes to touch it as many times as possible in a football game and control the outcome. But once they start doing that right there, that's where this team's evolved a little bit. They have that ability in December and January of teams playing that way.
3rd and 2. The Saints defense gave up a pair of 100-yard rushers last week. Edwards-Helaire has the first and spins it all the way down to the Saints 48. They've gone 55 consecutive games without allowing an individual 100-yard rusher, and then last week they give up 2, Hurts and Sanders of the Eagles. And here's what Clyde has done with the final pick in the first round. 5'7", and that balance and that ability to churn out those extra yards. Even Andy said his center of gravity, his strength, it's freakish, is what he said. First down. Back to him.
Well, you see, this is really just the Chiefs' intelligence. Now, they get a beat on what you're doing. They start to say, we're going to run it until you start to change what you're doing. Now, New Orleans, I wouldn't feel, everyone feels like, okay, we got to stop the run here. You see that cut? You just got done talking about his strength and ability to move. Use that lower body, but resist the urge, New Orleans. Don't come out of there and play the run. You're going to want to. And he's waiting to see if you will, so you can play action and take a shot. But they should just keep running it.
2nd and 3, Darrell Williams gets called. Maybe has 1.
Well, and the Bills did this, if I remember right, Jim. They ran the ball over and over against both. They said, we're not changing. Keep doing it. At least the possessions are shorter, right? You don't have the ability to, I guess, quick strike you over and over again. They don't want Mahomes to have 12 possessions. They want to make it 7 or 8, so a tip ball really matters.
3rd and 2. Mahomes has everybody chasing. Oh, knocked down. Kelsey was jumping up for it. Great play by Marshawn Lattimore, we just spoke of.
Really is an outstanding play, and to be able to cover these guys this long, because Mahomes buys so much time when he runs out of the pocket. It's a risky throw for most quarterbacks, but not him. It's really just timed perfectly by Lattimore, right?
How high Lattimore.
That looked like me back when I played basketball.
Yeah, sure.
You were
also, I got to give it to you. In Wisconsin,
keep going.
4th
and 2, Jim.
You and Karan Butler were on the All-State first team. I know that. 4th and 2. And we got a timeout.
Now, this is why the running part of it, though, Jim. You do that so that you get a tip ball like that, right? Or something happens on 3rd and 2 where you have a chance to get off the field or make them kick a field goal. Don't give up the big play.
Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. All the latest scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon halftime report. How about the Jets? They're on to the third quarter out in Los Angeles, and they're 10 up on the Rams. 13-3.
Well, you called it. You said they'd be up 13-3. Well, right here, this is where New Orleans lays it on the line. Mahomes says, don't call timeout. I got it. I wanted to see. He's like, I got it. I want to see what they're in before we call the timeout. This is where New Orleans should be aggressive. Get out of that middle. Get down there, prep tight, make them throw it deep. This is the one chance you get.
They actually rushed straight. Jordan's on it. Ball was in the air. Picked up by the lineman. Wisniewski has it down to the 33.
If it's a fumble, it's perfectly legal. If it's a pass, it's coming back. We're going to find out. We're going to have to see if it was a fumble or not.
Wisniewski says, make it stand.
Ruling on the field is that the quarterback threw a forward pass. Legal touching. Offense number 61. He was ineligible and was pushed to touch.
It's deflected. Well, it's off somebody else's fingertips, but there it is. A jump shot by Mahomes. Picked up by Wisniewski.
I want to talk to Gene here because, Gene, I know this is going to be a throw here, okay? But if they would have called it a fumble, I know the lineman on a fumble can pick it up. But what if it's in the air, Jim? What do you think?
Well, I think that's a Gene's territory question.
So, Gene,
if
tell
it's
us.
a fourth down fumble, guys, he can recover it, but he cannot advance it. So if the fumble recovery occurs in advance of the spot of the fumble, would return back to the spot of the fumble.
Okay, great point. Fourth down.
Timeout called by the Saints. So the Saints find themselves on a 14-point hole awfully early. You know, one of the themes of this crazy season, I haven't seen a jump shot form like that since Keith Smart in this building in 1987.
Well, wouldn't you decline? Look, here's the thing. The penalty, I get it, but they can't advance it, can they? Didn't Gene say they can't advance that ball?
No, on a fumble.
On a fourth down.
On fourth down.
On a fumble. So if it's a pass, I got you.
Yep.
You have to, right?
But in this wild and wacky year, and hats off to everybody that has been able to see this season march on now. Here we are, week 15. So many people said it would never happen. Just been amazing to see. But they've now had 40 times this year where a team's been down double digits and came back to win in that game. Most recently, the Bucs earlier today against the Falcons, 40 times.
Yeah,
It's going to be a record season for that.
It is.
Double-digit comebacks.
Jim, I can't help but think there's some part of this rule here that we're missing, and they're all going through it right now. See, they're all talking about the same stuff we are. Now, hold on. They can advance it, but they can't advance it. If it's a fumble, you can't advance it. But if it's a pass, you can. So do you want to go ahead and say, I know they ruled it a pass, but did you challenge it and say it was a fumble and then decline it? Do you know what I'm saying?
All right, Gene, you should answer that.
Yeah, guys, what Coach Payton, I believe, is asking right now is if he challenges this and they find out after review this is a fumble, it'll be returned back to the spot of the fumble, and Kansas City will lose the ball on downs. New Orleans will get the ball. They will then negate the illegal touching of a forward pass that didn't occur because it was actually a fumble and not a pass.
They have 2 timeouts remaining.
And the reason you do it is for field position, right? You get the ball right here at the 43-yard line, or instead of the 10.
But they're going to go ahead and drop back and move on in punt formation.
Because they don't think they can win through a fumble. It's a weird one. We had to talk about it.
That is a good one. That is a good one. Because it did appear that he was trying to move the ball forward to obviously a target further down the field, but it slipped out of his hand before he was able to make that throw. Nonetheless, Saints take over inside their own 10. the challenge. Cost you another timeout, and it would have been all wasted effort anyway. But Kansas City, well, is going to have the football.
Yeah. By the way, New Orleans gets the ball second half. So I was wrong on the double up.
Reed, Dave Tobe, the special teams coach, listening in. What's the call here? A 45-yard punt by Morstead.
There are fouls against both teams on the play. Holding, kicking team number 49. During the kick, holding, receiving team number 38. Fouls offset, replay fourth down.
By the way, tonight on 60 Minutes, what does the Pfizer vaccine mean for the pandemic? 60 Minutes talks to the team's key players to find out. That's tonight on CBS. So the Saints have to boot it again. That dangerous returner in Nicole Hardman, who ran it back 67 yards for a score last.
so long, and he's just huge.
Yeah, he hit by the Saints. Got Virginia and top right. Right. All these different possibilities. Which will have a lot to do with it. 2nd and 12, and they got to Mahomes as he threw it. And again, it was Hendrickson who knocked him down, forced the incompletion.
And it's an outstanding job.
They got a little finger pointing going on with Wiley.
Well, you'll see a great job of communication. Hendrickson again pushing in, but the right side, the pressure on the edge, coming all the way around by Alexander, moved him back into it. You see the energy getting lifted right here. This is huge right here. Saints fans, you need a monster stop. And Chiefs, this is the play where you guys take shots, Jim. They throw it down the field. You have a chance to keep one every time on these.
They never surprise you on these kinds of 3rd and longs down the field. Oh, what a hit. Incomplete. No flag. Even on the hit. That was Marcus Williams who came over and pummeled Hardman. And Mahomes is saying, wait a minute. That was to the head area, wasn't it?
But it's unbelievable. 3rd and 12. You actually think they're going to throw it for 30 yards downfield, and that hit right there.
It was actually under the shoulder, I think.
It's really close.
Yeah.
It's under the shoulder, but did he get him in the helmet? Hardman didn't think it was safe.
Hardman turns around and has a word with Eric Bieniemy, and now the Saints, let's see. There's a good slow-mo look at it. I never really touched the head, I don't believe.
He's playing great football. Marcus Williams, utility guy, does everything for them.
Townsend's punt, caught by Tommy Lee Lewis at the 14. Got a minute and 16, 1 timeout for New Orleans. And let's go back down to Tracy. We do have a flag, so hold on a minute first. The Saints 45 is the flag.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the receiving team, number 96. Half the distance of the goal. First down.
Anderson called for that.
96.
On Armani Watts.
Blocking right here.
That's a block.
And there's the penalty.
Yeah. So Breeze and the Saints back up to the 7. Last 2 minutes of the first half, Kansas City's been the best defense in the league. How about that? They've not given up a touchdown. They've actually only allowed 3 points by the opposition in the last 2 minutes of the first half. Over to Kamara. Kamara. That's a big gain of 21 out to the 28. Eric McCoy threw a big block on that play.
I mean, an outstanding job to screen, but that was a huge play. Get you out of your own end zone, because if you have an incompletion there, I think Kansas City would have taken a timeout. Yep. Now they got to be on their heels.
Pass caught by Jared Cook. By the way, all this talk about and rhetoric about the Chiefs being the best in the last 2 minutes, the Saints are actually the highest scoring team in the last 2 minutes of the first half with 72 points.
Well, this is a shocking spot right here. You thought you'd be out of bounds, but when your momentum goes backward, they keep the clock running.
So Breeze throws down the middle, and there's no one there. Falls at the feet of Thornhill, but that incompletion was checking with Trace.
Well, Jim, the Saints already without right guard Nick Easton. As we know, he's inactive with a concussion, and now their left guard, Andrews Peet, is in the locker room with a right ankle injury. No official word yet from the Saints. We'll get something at halftime.
They actually activated Will Clapp to give a little reinforcement on that offensive line. He's already seen some snaps today. 25 seconds to go.
You said it, something's got to give here. You got the top offense, defense in the 2 minute out here.
3rd and 4. And incomplete as Breeland, who had been shaken up in this first half, Got a hand in there, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Johnson.
Johnson just doesn't really give him a great throw. Breland sits down inside, and frustration for Breeze right there. He's like, it's a slant, one-on-one. We've got to get some area for me to throw that ball.
Yeah, Jawan Johnson, a rookie, undrafted free agent, who was brought up this week. Again, they're thin it wide out without Thomas and without Harris. Morstead. That punt scooped up by Robinson. Saints are on him, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone. Saints, they can't hold on. They can't hold on. Anzalone would have had a touchdown.
Oh, my goodness. Huge mistake by Robinson. Everyone's holding their hands over their head on the Saints sideline. Robinson has the ball, gets him poked out.
And it's a touchback instead of a touchdown.
Fully on the field is that the receiver possessed the ball, fumbled it. Their impetus took it over the end line. That's going to be a safety.
I beg your pardon. It is a safety, but you go from having a touchdown. Robinson, no question, possessed it for a long while, and then the ball was stripped. And there it is, waiting for you, Anzalone.
I mean, this is huge. Now, he said he went over the end line.
For Robinson, by the way, here's a good little point.
Is that what they're saying? That Robinson took that back behind the end line? Or like in the end zone?
No, I don't think so.
Wouldn't it be a touchback? They never possessed it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Hardman would have been the punt returner, but remember, he had that big collision on the long throw, so Robinson was in for him.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. And
let's bring in Gene Steratore.
Maybe I heard that wrong, Gene, but tell me, he talked about going over the end line.
Well, he was talking about the football exiting the field through the back of the end line, which makes that a safety. We just have a fumble in the field of play back through your own end zone, unpossessed by the opponent, which would have made it a touchdown, as Jim said.
I got one for you, Gene.
Just exit through the end line.
I want you to set this up with 3 seconds to go. They got the free kick coming up. We could have the free kick off of a fair catch. This is something you see once every 50 years in the league. This one coming up, right?
Yes.
Still,
yes, Jim, if they signal for fair catch,
still in the back pages of the rule book. You never see it. You get a fair catch if the Saints do that, and then Will Lutz can put it on a tee and get a free kick for a field goal to close out the half.
I think you might have something here, Jim. That could be pretty good.
Saints are going to return it instead. And Lee Lewis cuts upfield. He's going to run out of room. We've had 4 safeties in the league today. How about that?
Yeah, and that one was huge. But, I mean, if you're a Saints fan, you're like, gosh, we had a touchdown. It was right there. It's like you're so anxious to go get it. But this one right here, ooh, that made you nervous for a Chiefs fan for a second.
Yeah. Boy, Anzalone, you could see still carrying that disappointment as he was walking to the locker room.
Wow, a lot of stuff in that first half right there.
How about in the last 2 minutes?
I mean, I'm even like, what, is it a fumble? 2 points? It's obvious, but it's so much stuff happening here. It's second half coming forward, John.
Halftime is next after these first half highlights from Verizon and a word from your local station.
third quarter, the seconds are leading. Yeah. After that start, it didn't look that way, but
remember, they didn't even pick up a first down in this game until their 5th series of the game. Kamara, the running back. 2-point attempt. Breeze all day. Handle, and it's incomplete. Okafor was there defending. 1-point advantage now, New Orleans. Comes from 14 down to take the lead. Took a minute 44 seconds to find the end zone.
All here for football. That is how we start the show, baby.
It's about
once might have been lucky. That had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000-pound feet of torque or a truck winning luxury car of the year. So once will always be.
One of the great cities in the world, New Orleans. This opened in 75. The first ever game was Paul Brown's Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Saints. Ken Anderson quarterbacking against Archie Manning. Manning family, of course, royalty around these parts. There's another local man right here.
He knows that interception possibility. They had their chance, and obviously the Manning, like you said, let's take a look at Next Gen Stats powered by AWS. Well, we talked about it coming in. They got to play pass defense on every down. Rush with 4. Play pass defense every down. Don't fall into the wall. The only way I saw Kansas City coming out of this, honestly, Mahomes magic. He's got to run around and make some incredible plays that really only he can do. Some touchdowns, and that right there shows it. He's going to have to do some of that in this game, Jim. And he pitches it to Edwards. He lit there. Found just enough room to slip past a couple of Saints and peels off the game for 16. Now 7 for 54. That's a good design coming out half. You know what they're going to be in. You know, it's not a surprise, right? They're saying we are literally going to run this over and over again. And it's not about you see a chip to the sideline. One cool play, it's like, nope. You're going to have to do it over big plays and run the football. On first down, it's Kelsey. Kelsey with the catch for 13. And this is a great job. This is that high intellect. It's just a rub route. It's kind of like a pick. But just watch. Kelsey's going to motion, and all he's going to do on this side of your screen is go and follow right behind Watkins and say in or out. He just chooses wherever you're not. Now, I can tell you right now, they're going to start to wear this out, Jim. They just figured it out. That extra guy down in there, he's not in there. You give option routes. Kelsey's first catch since the first snap of the second quarter. Edwards in Lair, again going on that left side, and he's pulled down by Alexander. And there's the enemy right there. Lived in New Orleans, lives in Louisiana, actually, should say, until the age of 10. And family settled out in California, routed up to Colorado, star running back in the day before going to the league. Because back for the Chargers. Here is the throw over to Robinson. Tackle down at the 41. That's only a big up of 4. Third down coming up. Well, here we go. These are the plays right here. Why you just say, hey, run the ball. Because now you got a chance to be aggressive, and the enemy knows. Andy Reid knows. That option route still hangs there. Maybe motion Kelsey from the bottom. Maybe bring him back inside if you want to. Go ahead, send him. Over the top to Watkins. Not enough time to find someone open, and Lattimore slings him down out of bounds. And they use Kelsey in a thick route. We just talked about it on the right side. They're going to get people open. What a touch they'll throw by Mahomes or Watkins fighting through. 20. Yeah, but once they figure out a little bit what you're doing, they're going to wear it out, Jim. They're going to run the ball and keep stacking these receivers, motioning them right down.
Yeah, the most dominant third quarter team in the league this year. Driving on its first series of the third. Again, underneath, Hardman's open, and he steps right on the first down marker.
This is really a great job. Andy Reid, watch. This is really hard on teams. Here's Kelsey. And right there's Tyreek Hill. Now you're going to find a lot of guys are going to go over that side to cover those two, at least 4. So when you get that, just bring somebody else over there. They're one-on-one. And here comes Hardman on that play. Right.
That's a lot to try to defend. 2nd and 1. Bell sets up a goal to go situation. Breeze has never looked up this entire drive.
Well, right there, you're studying all the defense from the whole game. So he's looking down and he's going through each play. He gets basically snapshots before the snap what they're in, and then during it, just there's not video, it's just a snapshot as a picture. He's trying to study how he can see it the same way and know the difference post and pre-snap.
From the 9, it's Bell. Spot on at the 5.
So it's like you're trying to get a tip from one guy who gives away the defense, right? His manner, this guy was standing too far outside. Oh, that means they run this coverage. He's great at figuring out some of that small detail.
So what he wanted to see, and now he's going to try to urge on that defense that Pat Mahomes said there are no weaknesses on that Saints defense. Going to try to find a wrinkle though on 2nd and goal from the 5. Patrick rolling left. Again, buying the time. And now back in the end zone. Incomplete. I should say catch. First I thought they were sitting out.
We're going to see, but can you believe it? I just thought it was almost like a toss up. I think it's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown for Hardman.
This is all Patrick Mahomes. Nothing is open. He waits it, throws a touch pass in the corner.
Look at Watkins right there. And the left foot is still down.
It's a touchdown.
That is a touchdown.
Unbelievable. I mean, I thought it was going to get intercepted or something. Like, oh, he just threw it up. Well, look at that. How
many players are in the area? You got 2 Saints. You got 2 Chiefs. The pass had to be right there to have any chance.
Oh, man. That was
touchdown pass number 3 from Mahomes today, giving him 36 on the season.
Interesting. They're not going for 2, but New Orleans did.
Extra point, good by Butker. So we began the third quarter with 2 lead changes. Boy, there wasn't much room to find it. But Mahomes did. Yep, you're in. That's a touchdown.
If sweat is your body's natural way of cooling itself down, then condensation is a beer's natural way of saying, drink me.
Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing what? Using my Old Spice moisturizer with shea butter body wash?
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash.
Welcome to Burger King. What can I get for you tonight?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the 2 for $5.
I just do that when I get bored.
I think you're early. I think if you get it, I think you should do it. Genius. That's usually what I go with. I mean, each team has a philosophy, organization, right? One team might make me feel like, some might be matchup based. We love what they do down here. We have a play for that. The other one's just like we plan this in the off season. We're doing it every time.
Oh, and it's in and out of the hands. Incomplete. Tommy Lee Lewis unable to hold on. Trace, down to you.
Jim, the Saints are down another wide receiver, Traquan Smith, in the locker room right now with an ankle injury. And Chiefs linebacker Emmanuel Smith, just activated today, has a hamstring injury and is doubtful to return, Jim.
Is amazing. When you look at it, Smith had one catch that one to open up the third quarter. Sanders has one catch. That went for 51 to set up the first touchdown. There are only 2 receptions by wideouts.
Ready, set.
That pass in the area of Juwan Johnson.
Tracy mentioned it coming out at half. Sean Payton wanted to be better on third down. This is not going to help that stat, and just not many people are getting open right now, Jim. It's you get the one-on-one matchups, and they're just not quite creating separation. And Sean knows when they're playing man-to-man, that's where you need wide receivers and the guys who can really separate, because it makes them stop playing man-to-man.
Well, all you have now, you have Emmanuel Sanders and 3 wide receivers that were brought up off the practice squad just yesterday. In fact, Tommy Lee Lewis, people know him for the years here, but he's been brought up 3 different times this year. Good piece of tackling by J.T. Gray. His partner was trying to shake free. 47-yard punt. Gray said, no, you'll have no more than that. Mahomes' last touchdown pass was a beauty. Chiefs lead. tonight's game is provided by Goodyear. Up the middle. Edwards-Helaire for 4. The Chiefs putting 21 on the board. And how about this for a little nugget for you, Tony? They've now tied their own record. This is NFL history record. There you see the Saints back in 2010-12 at 25. 28 straight games with at least 20 points. Now, wedged in between their own two streaks, the Texans kept them under 20.
As you said, they started at this go through 19, so that is the nuts. You're saying they should have like 40 in a row?
It should be like 56 or 7 in a row. And Watkins with Janoris Jenkins, the defender.
Wow, this is actually interesting.
Pass interference. Defense number 20. Ball be placed spot on the foul. Automatic. First down.
It's just a go route on the sideline. But watch. They had been playing 2 guys deep. Now they're starting to come downhill as it's getting later, leaving the one-on-one opportunities outside, and Jenkins gets the penalty. But that's going to be where it's like, oh, watch these safeties at the top of your screen. He starts coming down. The opportunities start being there.
2-yard run for Edwards-Helaire. Granderson holding on to him with a penalty marker.
Legal block in the back. Offense number 14. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Sammy Watkins will send his offense back, and they'll replay the down. All these things, these scoring streaks that the Chiefs have, current 8-game win streak, all of this is you see Watkins here 14.
Oh, that's
block
silly.
right there.
That's silly.
They've got 10 straight road wins. Now that's one of the most impressive things. That's a spot foul. So it's first and 17.
This should be a handoff, right? You look at there and you're like, they should just do that, but it's going to be tough sledding.
Really tough. And as Mahomes is thrown down and another marker's out, bounces back to his feet.
And guess who? Let's go with another.
Shy Tuttle, by the way, was the one who grabbed Mahomes right after he threw it, took him down.
Prior to the pass, holding. Defense number 22. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Same guys as the last play. You're getting a little frustration between Watkins and Gardner Johnson. This isn't the penalty, but this is him just throwing it down. Tuttle chases him down.
Anytime you see the franchise get grabbed around the neck, all of that, you hold your breath for a minute.
That's a good term for him. That's a good name. He's the franchise. Mr. Franchise.
Snap. Almost to Watkins. Diving attempt.
Outstanding job. I mean, this is everyone's covered everything, and it's just this how this game is going to go. This play is going to be Mahomes throwing an unbelievably crazy high-level throw. I mean, really, that is unbelievable. The Watkins even got to touch this ball. It almost makes it great defense by Jenkins. Not a lot of guys open, and that's where he just can make stuff up, and you're like, what are we supposed to do, coach? Threw that into a 6-inch area, 40 inch down the field.
He found it. He really did. But still, second and 10. Hartman never had it. Davis picks it up, but it's whistled down, incomplete. And coverage by Gardner Johnson, who had the head injury, got kicked in the head in the first half, got checked out, and is back on the field. 3rd and 10.
That's a fake handoff. Read the inside. See Davis moving out of that window, and really that ball was just about in his hand, but that's incomplete.
Another 3rd and long. No problem. Hill to the 42. I know the stats said they had this 1 out of 18 stretch where they had converted on 3rd and 10 plus, but it doesn't feel like you have expected every time they're going to somehow find a way.
Yeah, they're going to say, hey, take it up the field. Stop. Boom. And he sees right here. See the defender? He's running up field. Mahomes sees it, throws it back shoulder. That's where they adjust as the game goes on, Jim. They say, listen, they're running with you. Just stop. I'll throw it to you. Right? 10. They think we're going to run 40 yards.
To Williams for 1. Patrick Mahomes was excited about coming to play at the Superdome. Never had really any connections in New Orleans other than the fact that his dad at one time was Major League pitcher, but one time he was pitcher for the New Orleans AAA baseball team here for a season. And he came down and got to visit his dad a few times. Didn't live here during that season. Second and 9. That would have been a great catch by Hill. Back shoulder again to try to get away from Lattimore. Well defense. Now another 3rd and long.
Well, you see the tight match up there. The tight matchup on Hill is because the safety doesn't have to get involved in the run game. So Lattimore can have heavy hands. He can come downhill. Other teams, if you don't have that guy behind you, you cannot come downhill on that, Jim. You got to protect the end zone.
Kelsey lined up on the right side. Nine for the first. Incomplete. landing in the hands of Marcus Williams. I mean, shaken up.
He's shaken up there. It's an outstanding job by Williams coming all the way across the field. You'll see.
And New Orleans.
Ready, set.
Down the sideline. And that was intended for Cook. So, from all these teammates to it all being about the family, Tracy, the Breeze camp.
That's right, Jim. And Drew Brees told us he is just so impressed with Patrick Mahomes. He watches him a lot with his kids. They are Chiefs fans. And what did they ask for Christmas? Well, Balin wants an autographed Mahomes jersey. Bowen wants a Tyreek Hill jersey. And Callan wants a Clyde Edwards-Helaire jersey. And something tells me, Jim, these will be three happy boys come Christmas morning.
Well, Santa's watching, I know. Always has enjoyed the national doubleheader games. So we sent the message directly to the North Pole. Well done, Tracy.
He's always loved the national doubleheader game.
Yeah, it's been a big thing.
That's a great story, and that's a great picture right there. You see that video of the kids. I mean, they're nervous. They know how important this is for their dad. And coming back after the injury.
They love fantasy football. Remember he was saying that late in the playoffs now, they all want their dad to help set the lineup. But they love the Chiefs. The it's open for a second. Chiefs swag, and here we go, 3rd and 6. No one there.
And this is just a tough shot. He's going to take to the ribs here, which doesn't going to make him feel good. But he had to throw it before he's ready. Another 3rd down. They didn't convert.
Here. Ooh, on the right side. Right in the rib area, as you said. Ouch.
Well, that's why you wear the stuff. So that way you can get up on the next play.
Saints 1 out of 9.
See the frustration. You can see the frustration right there with Drew and Cook. You want to come over and ask, he's got to take it higher. He's telling him, right? Comes out of it quickly.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 9. It'll be a loss of down, 10-yard foul, 4th down.
Well, the other thing is it's probably a hot play. You know, it's when the guy comes off of you, this is where Brees is not happy. I think he probably needed. It's a corner blitz. When a corner blitzes, you can't block him most of the time. So you have to run a hot route. He's going to go talk to him. He's going to say, now listen, Jared, now listen, if it's a hot route and that corner comes, I know it's tough to see, but you got to break that off right there. I mean, I have nowhere to throw the ball. I'm going to get hit. And he said, okay, well, I didn't know that he was the corner on that because I had a tight split. It's okay, buddy. Get it next time. Come on. I still need you. That's pretty good right there. I think that was close. What do you think, Jim? Just getting a little signal during that, Tony. Sorry, it was. The Jets update is on the way as Hartman is slammed down at the 40. Here we go. Update time. Nate in New York. Jets up by 3. Needing a first down to put the game away. And Sam Darnold goes into the ageless wonder. Frank Gore. Jets finally win a game. JT. The Saints have 15, but the Chiefs have number 15. And here he is operating on a 3rd and 1. That's going to be close. Wow, Jim, this is what we talk about. Actually, Mark it rather easily giving him the burst. The timely run. It's like he knows he's waiting for the last second, but he can also feel the leverage. That's a fast. That's Jenkins. See how he just changes his tempo for a second? Like he knew he could always quite get it if he just kind of made him feel like, okay, I got it. That spot was a little interesting. Almost too interesting. Yeah, gave it to him by a guard. I thought he might have been a little short, but here we go. You set it down. I think he got it, but you're right. It was close enough. And as Edwards-Helaire is stacked up. By the way, next Sunday, we've got regional action. We're going to be in the Steel City. Colts and Steelers. Ooh, those two teams. That's going to be a good one. Plus other regional action. It all gets started with the NFL today at noon Eastern.
Next Sunday on CBS.
Are we doing the Colts Steelers?
You're going to be there.
Oh.
You don't normally know that at this point.
I don't like going ahead of time.
Ahead of time.
I'm not go fast at that.
Second and 9. In and out of the hands of Robinson. Contact. That contact by Gardner Johnson was enough to take it out of his hands. We do have, again, a yellow flag.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the defense, number 94. 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Cameron Jordan with unnecessary roughness call.
Yeah, haven't heard a lot of Cameron. Want to get this Wiley 77. Probably hit him in the face mask or something at some point. Oh, yeah, right there. Yep. That's where they usually get you. You know, that's frustration a little bit, right? It's like, oh, that game's getting close. It's at that point. Cameron Jordan's still playing at a crazy high level.
He is
outstanding. He's the first round pick in 2011. It's a long time playing at this level on the D line.
Season number 10. Son of the great tight end for the Vikings back in the day, Steve Jordan. Still trying to argue his case, but seeing that video evidence, you can't quibble with the call. Chiefs are going to be set up at the 13.
The penalty on number 94 was a punch that connected. That player's been disqualified for the end of the game.
Oh, that's what they were discussing. That wasn't a forearm, that was an open hand, I guess, or fist. We saw it from the backside, blocked out a little bit, but Jordan is tossed.
Oh, this is a huge call. I mean, that's part of the reason you can play pass defense
Sterator
on every down is because this guy can shut the run down too. We're going to need to see if it's a real call. Mahomes keeps it. Now pitches. Touchdown. Kansas City. Look how far down the field Mahomes took it before he pitched the football. Well, Davenport, guess who comes in? Davenport, 92. Jordan goes out. What a timely call. Guess what we're going to do? We're not going to block you, and we're going to run the option. Right there's Davenport.
Tell you what else was timely. On what side of the field they ran to? Cameron Jordan's side.
Well, and that's what I was just saying right there. They brought him in right there. He's now that guy.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
What a call. Time to run right at the guy. This was great.
And we'll go 2. To Kelsey, who powers across for the 2.
Well, I think they should have went for 2 there, Jim, because they got that. What a big time drive. That's a great design.
You swear.
For Bell, it's his second touchdown, his first touchdown. First touchdown as a Ravens. We have it in this game. Kansas City scored the games for, and now the Chiefs have put up 15 unanswered of their own. Being thrown out of the game, Gene.
You know, one of 2 things happen on these plays, Jim. Either that player out and ask New York to just through an unnecessary roughness and ejectable offense.
If you look really closely,
Breeze, round the makeup.
It's a matchup where you got to win, and you just see his eyes. He's seeing. He's caught.
2. Cook has 1 catch. Again, the wide receiver.
Here's what's happened today. They're going to line up guys has to win. That's the first interception earlier in the step. Get your hands on them heavy early. And you see how tight everyone is, like sometimes, to find the guy who's going to create the separation. This one I saw coming open.
And pass intended for Morstead.
Whoa.
Lil. No team.
That's where it's at right now, Jim. Kansas City is doing better to New Orleans. New Orleans is trying to do to Kansas City with the tight, restricted coverage.
48-yard punt by Morstead. Here's some of the early headlines on Week 15. Yes, the Seahawks, they go to Washington and they win. They clinch a playoff appearance. They lead now on the West with the Rams losing against the Jets. Brady brings the Bucs back from 17 down. And meanwhile, the Dolphins win and the Patriots have been eliminated. Playoff consideration. Colts and Titans both win. They're both 10-4 on the season. Edwards-Helaire. I mentioned he won a national championship, won a state championship here playing for Catholic High School out of Baton Rouge when he was a sophomore on the field here at the Superdome in the 5A. So he was thrilled to be coming back, and he's posted good numbers. It's Hardman for a first down.
Man, it's just one of those run and pass options. And then you can just throw it to the sideline like nothing.
Breeze that he hasn't been able to discover so far. He completed only 7 passes today, 7 of 24. Yeah.
As accurate as anyone ever.
What do you think about some of the...
He was leading the league this year, I believe, even 73 to go. Okay. I knew you were looking a little flummoxed by that. Yeah, that's unhappy. Not a lot of this yet. They can get a ball back, but it doesn't look good, does it, Jim? Not a lot of people open up.
The skill's incomplete. Whoa. Rankin's got his hands on it.
Well, it's the option route. Jumps up and gets him. He's playing well today. I mean, he's been active very quickly.
4 times last week, which was such... 3rd and 10. Campbell, because the Saints fall on it, and Mahomes.
Hendrickson hits him. Granderson, then meet at the middle. They first down. And I think it's going to be a fumble, Jim. I mean,
defense makes the play, get the Saints right back into this game.
When you said they haven't turned it over, oh, that does look like a fumble, and you meet at the quarterback. That's got to be painful.
Ooh, it gets hit from both sides. Sandwich, ball comes past. Do you see?
No, that's an empty hand.
Wow. And that's the only way you can see that one hurts right there.
It does.
Hendrickson, but now they got a chance. Momentum could swing. You never know.
That's the burden.
And it was a timely pressure by Dennis Allen. Job. Here. Coordinator talked about, but he pressured him, and that got me hit. Oh,
Kamara gets him the first at the 13. They have outside on that offense. 60 minutes. You'll be seeing that immediately after this game in its entirety, except on the West Coast CBS stations. Jim Nantz, 43 to play here in New Orleans. Thought he was hurt. They just threw a laser to him.
Well, I was about to say right before that play. We've done a perfect spot. Your guy gets under nobody, and then he extends and shows off his rare ability, obviously.
I mean, that thing's coming in with so much heat. You're diving.
I do it a few times. Most catches, but it's impressive what he can do. It's unbelievable.
Able to dance around long enough to find a seam and pick up 7.
Every time we've done these games, Patrick Mahomes has the really unique way, the momentum change of the game, and all that where you're like, uh-oh, this is going to be this game. And he just kind of weirdly shuts the door.
He does.
He just closes it out. He's a out of control. And he just puts his team on his back right here and does something. It's like, okay.
2nd and 2. How much did that bother him in the game down in Miami? He had thrown 2 for the whole season going into last week. He said, I'm never worried about an interception. It's on to the next throw after that. And he really played like that. We were there to see it. He threw for 393.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was 31 and 2 going into the game.
That's not 15 and a half touchdowns before to each interception. I mean, and now he's right back at where he normally is. But these are the drives that really, I mean, he has all the other stuff. These are the mentally tough drives for him.
Tucks it under. Taken off for a big gain. That's going to be somewhere in the 20-yard neighborhood. 24, actually.
I mean, timely run, Jim.
You said it.
He just... It's always the right decision when he does that. Law of averages last week, right? You can't have 2 interceptions for a whole year. So you get 5 and then... go the rest of the year without it. It's most likely
very possibly could.
Yeah. The game when your adrenaline wears off and you're like, oh.
Well, this is
forgot about that hit. Forgot about that one. Oh, there it is.
This is the player that Sean Payton evaluated on tape when he was coming out of Texas Tech. So it was the best I ever saw on tape, evaluating someone, and then they worked them out of luck. His best workout I ever saw. 6.
Holmes was being pressured. Well, it's going to be one-on-one. Kelsey is over there by himself. They have to. They can't just give up everything. And Mahomes lucky to get this ball out, and it floats to the side. Kind of stops his arm as he hits it on the amount of the job done. Kelsey wins the one-on-one matchup.
And shrinking the game at 5.5. This kid is this freakish strength at anything like this season where anybody's kind of back of that leg. We'll be right back.
It's a community. We're sharing our employee price because that's exactly what you are. Employee price.
to Hill. Chased by Davis. Throws it away.
That's the right play.
It was actually Granderson who was chasing him.
And they finally figured out the misdirection. They tried to use Tyreek Hill against you. Send everybody to the other side, and everyone in the whole field will think Tyreek Hill is getting the ball, but the Saints were ready for it, and then it's a good decision by Mahomes.
Harrison throw that up. He's 23 of 25 on the season. Just a 22-yarder here, Tony.
Just a bit. No, just this one's going.
Shadow that. Just a bit down the middle to make it 10. We've got another upstate. Nate Burleson doing the job in New York.
The Eagles down by 7, 2 seconds left. Jalen Hurts doing his Hail Murray impression. He lets it go, and it is incomplete. The Cardinals, they hold on for the victory, 33-26. They also hold on to the final playoff spot. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Nate. Had the Eagles won that game today, Chicago would have moved into the last playoff spot at the 7th spot.
Well, speaking of playoff pictures, Jim.
Well, here you go. Kansas City, of course, the one coming into the week. Pittsburgh plays at Cincinnati tomorrow. Buffalo clinched a division. First time in 25 years. Incredible job by Sean McDermott and that team. Josh Allen, sensational. Tennessee with a victory today over Detroit. Indianapolis over Houston, a close one. Cleveland takes on the Giants tonight. Miami with a tiebreaker edge for the 7 right now over Baltimore in the AFC. Over on the other side, Green Bay came in with the lead over the Saints. Of course, the Packers won last night against Carolina, and if the Saints lose this game, Green Bay will just need a win. One win over the next 2 weeks to lock up the number 1 seed on the NFC side. And meanwhile, on the Chiefs to lock up the 1, with a win today, they would just need a Week 17 victory to clinch the number 1.
Ooh, that's a tough spot. So Week 16 doesn't really matter.
Well, it depends on what happens with Pittsburgh. And they still, you never know. You're going to play Cincinnati tomorrow. But yes, it could be. It's conceivable.
That's always
it's conceivable they get to have a meaningless Week 16 game.
That's tough because you want to keep playing ball, but you also protect your guys.
Kamara well covered up by Sorensen. Nowhere to throw it.
Wow, this is literally story of the game. Great job by Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs. Watch how everyone's going to be tight, man. And pause this halfway through. Go ahead. Halfway through the routes. Go ahead and run that. Now pause. Now you tell me where you're going to go. Keep going. You tell me where to go now. I mean,
There's nothing.
there's no separation. It's just Steve Spagnuolo right there doing an incredible job. They're all up there on height. There's Sanders, and that's his second catch. Go with the 51-yarder in the first half. Goes for 8. But I like it. It's kind of like if they're all going to get up on you tight. That's where you got a stack release around. You see him look off. You see that pump fake to the right? He holds safety and Breland right there. It's like, oh, I should have came back over. It's at the outside.
Lil Jordan just elevated off the practice squad today. Comes into the home building where big a few years back.
Like that, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Brees, if you look at it now, he's got 3 one interception early in the game.
Interstate 10 winding around the outskirts of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome as we have 2 minutes to go. Jim Nance, Tony Romo, Tracy Wilson, Gene territory as well.
Huge spot right here. This is where I see Kansas City. They get aggressive very often here. Here you go. One up top. Kelsey has the first down. It's amazing how many teams run the ball, play it safe. Not the Chiefs, not Andy Reid. He puts this game. I think when you got a guy like that, you get it to Kelsey. But then the other team has no timeouts with 30 seconds, and it's third, and they always close the game out.
Yeah.
15, the closer.
And he said, boy, you talk about Mahomes and Tyreek and Kelsey. He says you can see their football IQ on tape. They're having more fun than should be allowed, he said. But they do. They seem to play as if they're enjoying every single second of it.
Yeah, they do, because they're actually it's the rare occurrence where the intellect meets the talent level all the way across the board. Mm-hmm. It's like all these guys see the game the same way, with great instincts, vision, feel, touch. They're competitive. And you add that up, all of a sudden it's like, man, they know exactly how to soften their stance, come out of it, make it look like they're not running a route, and then run a route, right? It's just all the little things, the nuance that no one sees. They have that. It's a football awareness, high-level IQ, and they're fast, and they're gifted.
No timeouts for the Saints. One more first down for the Chiefs would clinch it.
This is where they just run it twice. I mean, even Andy Reid has to run this ball twice.
Bell, the old hesitation move that made him famous, and he's got the first down, and this game is going to be over. Bell now is shaken up. I think Davis with the face mask. My goodness, you've lost in this quarter already. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And now you've got Bell.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense number 56. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
You're right, though. That is it's a huge play. Great decision to bounce it and then get downhill so you don't run out of bounds. Oof. That's a great call. He's got them both, right? He's got his arm behind the collar and obviously face mask as well.
Bell, thankfully, on his feet.
He's got to tell you, we'll see what happens with Edwards-Helaire, but he's going to have a huge role going forward. You know that if he's healthy, Bell.
Cook and the Saints had a chance to clinch the division today with a win.
By the way, Patrick Mahomes closes the game out, but only 254 yards.
3 touchdowns.
How many in a row?
He had 6 straight 300-yard performances.
Averages close to 330 a game, and still loses it out when it matters.
We talked to him this week about how much do you pay attention to all this MVP talk? Because this, it's really, for the last month, it's boiled down to Patrick and Aaron. And he really, he's already won one. He's won a Super Bowl MVP award as well. He just said to me, I don't pay attention to it at all. I just want the Super Bowl trophy again. So you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I'm not a voter.
You're not?
Love to be. I would split my vote. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but you can't tell me which one's had the better year.
They're both playing.
I mean, you can't. Or you delay the vote until we figure out who wins the whole thing, February the 7th. Maybe they meet for it.
I tell you, they're both playing amazing, and it would be an incredible game
way, against CBS begins with 60 minutes of report on the Pfizer vaccine.